Greetings, dear educator. Welcome to the fourth session of International Educators Bootcamp. I hope you all are sound and safe. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to all of you, all of the educators who have joined us from all around the world. With me once again, I have my amazing colleague, Miss Shruti. Hi, Miss Shruti.
Hey Vivek, hello everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone.
Hi
Thank
again.
you.
So I would like to take just a moment to give you guys, I really do have to give you a huge round of applause for your work that you have shared in the groups. It is amazing. It is beyond, what I imagined. Seriously, you guys are very innovative and you guys put in a lot of efforts while submitting your assignments daily on the live chat box as well as there on the WhatsApp groups as well. So it is superb to see all of you working very hard and dedicatedly towards this international boot camp. It's very nice to have all of you once again here, and I hope you all are doing really well. So we will be starting our session in another 5 minutes. So till the time, I request all of you, if you haven't downloaded the PictoBlox application, do download it by scanning the link in scanning the QR code that is there in front of you, or clicking on the link that is in the description box. With that, I request all of you to please scan the QR code that is there in front of your screen to fill in the attendance form. And educators, as we always tell you, you have to fill the attendance and feedback form of each and every session to get your participation certificate. To secure your participation certificate, you have to fill both the forms of each and every sessions. So make sure you are taking out just 2 minutes of time to fill both the forms. So it's a humble request to everyone to please open the PictoBlox application if it is installed in your system. If it is not, then scan the QR code or visit the link in the description to download it now. A very good afternoon and good evening and good morning to all of you who have joined us from all around the world once again. So we have people from Dublin, Ireland. We have people from Greece. We have a lot of people from Istanbul. Thank you so much for congratulating India for the moon landing. And a huge congratulations to the entire nation as well. A big congratulations, everyone. The link to the form is also there in the description box, as well as I will be sharing it right now in the chat box too. So you will be able to fill your attendance. So I request all of you to please fill your attendance by clicking on the link that I have just shared. It is also pinned on the live chat as well. So I request all of you to please fill in the form to mark your attendance for the session 4 of International Educators Bootcamp. It's so nice to see you all tuning in. Taskeen, if you are not getting the LMS, it's okay. I will explain about the LMS, the online course, in this session only. So you have to stay tuned. We will be explaining about LMS and everything in detail in this session as well. So educators, it's my humble request. If you are facing any issues, I request you to watch the whole session. That is a humble request to all of the educators, because if you watch the whole session, you will be able to understand the criteria for each and every prize and recognitions that we have. With that, you will be able to understand everything about the LMS as well. So I request all of you to please watch the whole session and do not leave in between. So I request all of you to watch the entire session. We will be explaining about the criteria as well as the LMS, the online course, shortly in this session only. By the time we start the session, I request all of you to please fill the attendance form that is there in front of your screen as a form of QR code, as well as in form of links in the live chat box and description box too.
Dear educators, we would also request you to please have a follow-up with your colleague educators to join this session. So please spread the word from your end so that they could join the session on time.
It's a humble,
Also,
yeah. Sorry, Ms. Shruti.
yeah. So as mentioned by Vivek, please fill out the form, the attendance form, which is the pre-session form. So please fill out the form by scanning the QR code in front of your screen. And also, if you don't have downloaded the PictoBlox latest application, latest version of PictoBlox, then please download it.
Yeah. So we will be starting in another 2 minutes. By the time, it's a humble request to all of you to fill the feed or the attendance form, and also download the PictoBlox if you haven't. I hope you all are sound and safe. We will be starting the session very shortly. So, Bob, if you have filled the form, give me a big thumbs up in the chat box, all of you. And I request all of you to please call out your friends, your colleagues to join the session so that we can start the live session ASAP. Perfect. I'm getting a good thumbs up. What about the rest of you? Please start filling the attendance form, because if you don't fill your attendance form, we won't be able to mark your attendance for this session and you won't be able to get the participation certificate. Good evening, Rajat. Good evening and good afternoon or good morning to all of you who have joined us today for this session. We will be starting very shortly. All right. So once again, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon to all of you. Let's begin the session 4 of International Educator Bootcamp. Over to you, Ms. Shruti.
Hey Vivek, hello everyone. Greetings to all our educators who are joining us from all around the globe. A very warm welcome to this bootcamp session number 4. So today we will be learning on ChatGPT, and we are again here to introduce you with this 4th session of this bootcamp. This is Shruti from STEMpedia. I'm an education program manager at STEMpedia. So today is the 4th session of the Educators International Bootcamp, which is on introduction to ChatGPT. We hope that you all are doing great and you all are excited as of the last 3 sessions, and we will be coming up with the exciting, fun and engaging activities in the coming time. So during the last session, you all have done really a great job as per the last 3 sessions. We really appreciate you all like based on whatever the submissions you are doing, whatever the assignments you are submitting, that those are really appreciable from our end. We are really appreciating you for your dedication and your engagement with us. Dear educators, we would like to have as much as the assignments which you can submit before the deadline. We have already shared the deadlines with you. Please share the assignments as early as possible of each of the session. If you feel any kind of issue, just please reach out to us. In the very short span of time, we will be answering your all queries over the WhatsApp group. So continuing with the introduction of the bootcamp. So this special bootcamp is for our teachers, educators, STEM trainers or instructors from all around the globe. We have been conducting this bootcamp from past 2 years, in which we have empowered 15,000 plus educators from 80 plus countries. And now in this year, 2023, we are organizing a third edition of the bootcamp. We are really honored that everybody from the globe are joining us, our partners are joining us, and we are really thankful for all of them. So today, I'll be directly starting with the objectives of the bootcamp. So I would like to highlight the major objectives from this bootcamp are. So our first objective is to empower our educators by strengthening their understanding on coding, artificial intelligence, and robotics by enhancing your 21st century skills. Secondly, we will be providing the experience on hands-on learning to all our educators on these latest technologies. Moreover, we will be also making each and every educator confident enough to discuss these skills with their students by enhancing your technical skills. We are also providing an exposure to each and every educator to be an ambassador of Python and artificial intelligence learning. Before we dive into the session learning, I would like to take a moment to thank our collaborators who have been supporting us from past 2 years, and we are really thankful that they are supporting us by engaging their educators, their instructors with us for this bootcamp. I would like to thank Art Park, Niti Aayog Atal Innovation Mission, All India Educators Forum, American India Foundation, SRF Foundation, Bharti Foundation, Learning Link Foundation, GUSEC, LearnHill, Tata Classedge, Invented Education, EDAC, Leadership for Equity, last but not the least, Codever 5.0 International. We will be also coming up with this international level competition, Codever 5.0, and this competition is also supporting us for this bootcamp, for engaging you as an educator to empower you on these 21st century skills so that you could also support your students by enhancing these skills, by teaching these skills to your students so that they could create more innovations in the coming years and in this competition as well. Moving further, I would like to take a moment to thank our international collaborators and our supporters also. So here we have CKBS Ghana, AI Zazari Algeria, Nima Academy Nepal, Pratasi Junior Indonesia, Really EduTech South Korea, Code Kiddo Indonesia, Shagoof Egypt, Unique World Robotics UAE, BSEC Nigeria, CTech Foundation Nigeria, IoT Kids Iraq, EduStore South Africa, SNJK Kit Hava Malaysia, EdTech UK, Idiomaker Singapore. Last but not the least, with our international supporters, Robotona Jordan. Thank you very much to all our collaborators, our partners for supporting us with this bootcamp and for engaging your educators, your associated educators, STEM trainers, instructors with this bootcamp. We hope that we will be reaching out to all the educators around the globe and we'll be creating a measurable impact. Thank you so very much to all our supporters. So this is the time to start the session learning. So today, as I said, that this is the session totally based on the ChatGPT. So I would like to hand over my mic to Mr. Vivek to start the session, to take the lead on the session and start the learning. Happy learning to all our educators. Over to you, Mr. Vivek.
Thank you so much, Ms. Shruti. A huge congratulations to India, to our nation for the landing on the moon. And thank you so much to everyone for congratulating us. And one of you just mentioned that I wanted to tell you right now. One of you just mentioned that we need programmers. So this bootcamp is very important because we also want to land on moon. So that is very nice that you mentioned this. I just want to put a point on this particular note only that coding is something that comes under the ICT tools, and I think everyone should be, having a good hold on to the coding languages as well as the cutting edge technologies that is AI. So this is what this bootcamp is all about to empower you all so that you can empower the young generation. So starting with the session, from yesterday's session, we have the takeaways. We did introduction to face detection, one of the most exciting session, not more than today's. Then we also learned about the various approach for face detection. We made an activity of face emotion detector. There was a DIY project of face door unlocking system, and of course, you have assignments as well. So I hope all of you have completed your session number 3 on your online course. If not, you can do it right now as well by the time we begin the session. I will be giving you a good gist of the online course, the LMS, once again by the end of the session. Therefore, I request all of you to maintain the decorum and be in this session throughout. Thank you. Moving forward, I request all of you once again to take a moment and scan the QR code in front of you to mark your attendance for today's session. As I mention in each and every session that attendance is mandatory so that you can secure your participation certificate. So the attendance link is there in the live chat box as well as the description box. Plus, it is there in front of your screen in the form of QR code as well. So you have the option to mark your attendance. So please take a moment to mark your attendance and secure your participation certificate of this International Educators Bootcamp. Today is going to be the most exciting session. And me and Shruti, we were discussing about this only before the starting of the session, before going live, that we both are very excited because the learning outcomes of this session will be something that we all really wanted to learn so that you yourself also can tell that you can also tell that what you made in this session during this international bootcamp because you will be making your own GPT assistant. Isn't that exciting, Ms. Shruti? Ms. Shruti is smiling and Ms. Shruti is like, yes, I am also making it side by side.
Yes, I'll be totally preparing my own chat GPT for sure.
Definitely. That's the spirit, Ms. Shruti. Thank you so much for marking your attendance and the beautiful comments that we all are getting from everyone. So, yeah, let's begin with this session 4 of International Educators Bootcamp. I welcome you all once again with a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Have a big smile on your face, open your PictoBlox application, and let's begin. Okay, so these are the topics that we will be covering in this session. The first topic will be introduction to GPT, what exactly this GPT technology is. Because everyone knows about ChatGPT, right? Everyone has heard about ChatGPT if they have not used it. But what is the science behind it? What the technology is behind it? What exactly it is? So that is something that we will be learning today. So if anyone asks you after this bootcamp that, hey, what is ChatGPT or what's the technology behind it, you will be able to answer them correctly. With that, we will be also looking into the functions of ChatGPT that are there inbuilt in the PictoBlox Python interface. Right, it's exciting because we will be having hands-on with these Python ChatGPT interface ChatGPT functions to make our own GPT assistant. That's exciting, right? Okay. Moving forward to introduction to GPT. So GPT is a generative pre-trained transformer. It's a pre-trained transformer which is um, developed by OpenAI. So it is based on transformer architecture. So today's session will be 50-50 if I just let you know, because 50% we will be going towards the theoretical part and 50% will be the part where we will be coding. So to understand about it, we have to go to theoretical part as well, of course. So coming to transformer architecture. So transformer architecture is basically a type of architecture or type of model that is being used to train the data. So that is what we do here. So what we are doing over here, we are going to feed the computer with data like text, images, or audios or videos, or n number of types of data can be fed. And we are training that data, and we are passing on a model or passing on an architecture in between, the transformer architecture, also known as foundation model, that will be there in between the training as well as the adaptation, which will be happening at the end. Once we pass on that data while training into that foundation model, it adapts accordingly. Let me give you a quick example of a real life thing that we all have must have seen in our classrooms. So if you all are educators, if you all are instructors, if you all are trainers, whether it be science, computer science, or any subject teacher you are, you must have seen this in your classroom, that when you are teaching the students about some technological skills, they basically have, you are basically training them, or if you're teaching students about some new topic, you are basically training them. And after training them, they adapt to the questions that you give them in the test. Example, one more example. So if I am teaching you for 10 days in this International Educators Bootcamp, at the end, we are going to have the final quiz, which will be based on the training that you had in the 10 days of this boot camp. So that is what you adapted to. You adapted to the questions that I will be asking you in the final quiz, because you are trained on that particular topic. So that is basically the transformer model or the foundation model. So I hope that that was a quick overview. Now, the second point that I have mentioned over here in the presentation is this. It is a breakthrough NLP. NLP is natural language processing. So if you know about NLP, NLP is basically natural language processing. It's a it's a technology. It's a subtopic of artificial intelligence by which we break through that how computer will be understanding and giving us output based on our natural language. It can be in Hindi, it can be in Italian, Spanish, it can be in French, it can be in n number of languages. So if you all must have seen Alexa, you all must have seen Siri or any virtual assistant. That technology that those virtual assistant use is NLP. And what ChatGPT or GPT is, that is the breakthrough of NLP. So it just represents that there is a significant milestone, a big, vast change in the natural language processing, because we are leveraging deep neural networks to comprehend the complex language pattern and generate human-like results or human-like text. So if I break it down into once again into a quick example. So breakthrough of NLP is basically, if I am saying something to Miss Shruti, and if I'm saying something to Miss Shruti in Hindi or in English or in any other language, she will be able to understand it, and she will be giving me the output, or she will be giving me the result. If Miss Shruti is a computer, I am asking her that, hey, computer, hey, Miss Shruti, can you do this mathematical calculation for me? As a computer, she will be doing that mathematical calculation, and she will be giving me a human-like generated text or human-like generated output of that particular question. That is the breakthrough of NLP in GPT. So if you see that it was hard at first when ChatGPT was invented. It was hard to understand the difference between a paragraph written by a student and a paragraph written by GPT, right? Isn't that true? So that is something that defines the breakthrough in NLP, that is by the GPT or ChatGPT. Then large scale training is one more thing that comes under the GPT. So large scale training is meant by I will train my computer with large data sets that includes thousands and millions and even billions of words and text, so that my computer is so accurate with the outputs that it's going to give to me. So that is basically that large scale training. Or prompt writing. Prompt write, it's basically just you are writing the prompt text that will be as an answer to a question, or that will be fed as a training data set to the computer, on which on based upon which it will be giving us the output. So large scale training is going to help us to achieve what we want to. Right. If I am going to give you, let's say, if I'm going to train you about artificial intelligence for 2 days or for 1 hour only, will you be able to make your own GPT assistant? I guess no. Even if I am getting trained for only 1 hour or 2 hours in a day, that's it. I won't be able to do anything by myself. So we have to have enough knowledge, enough grasp of each and everything. We have to train ourselves in such a way that we are also giving such an amazing results that you have given in the assignments, which is remarkable, which is remarkable. I am so motivated to my core that you have done such an amazing job in all of the assignments. It was possible because of the large scale training, right? Okay. Then the applications of GPT, sorry. So the applications are basically versatility to find the application content creation, basically language translation, dialogue system, or there are many domains of GPT. Basically, GPT is all in one for all of us. Earlier, I was scrolling through LinkedIn and I got to know that there is one application in which you feed the data, in which you just feed a blog. Blog means a text or a textual paragraph, something texting, some information in text. You feed that to that particular AI assistant, and it will make you a video itself without giving any graphics, without giving any other data. What you are doing, just giving it a textual format of data, and it will convert that into video. So these are such applications of how exactly the the GPT is being used and how exactly it is being trained to give you the best outputs that is not possible in within seconds by human beings also. Exactly, Miss Deepa. That email is also example. Email spam filter is also example of NLP. It can be. It is actually, because NLP, we are training the model so it understands the difference between the spam email and a work email. So yeah, right. Okay. Moving to the next part, the AI advancement. So the GPT is capable of extensive training, redefining human computer interaction or communication by generating high quality text. I don't need anything. All I need is to just train my computer in such a way that it will give me the output that I desire. Basically, if let's say if I'm asking the chat GPT to write an email for me, I will give the chat GPT some information that, hey, I have to write an email to Ms. Shruti that in tomorrow's session, we will be learning about human detection, human body detection. So GPT will itself write down an email for me and pass it on to Ms. Shruti. So you see, it is the advancement of AI by which we are able to communicate by generating a high quality text with a human touch in it. Next is revolutionary impact. So, of course, ChatGPT, when it was launched, no one knew about it except few people who belong to the industry. Within few months, ChatGPT was in everyone's browser. Everyone was using the ChatGPT. Everyone was using the ChatGPT. Everyone was generating and getting their work done with the help of ChatGPT only. Even me, I was when ChatGPT was launched, it was GPT version 2 that it was using. And when it was launched, my exams were going on. And at that period of time, I did not get the time to summarize few of the important topics. So I just asked ChatGPT that, hey, give me summary of this topic and tell me what is the most important question that can come up in my exam. And trust me, it gave me 5 questions, and out of 5, 2 were the major question in my exam. So you see, it is only possible because of the large scale training, and it had a revolutionary impact on our lives. Then it is wide accessibility or applicability, basically having the influence on text generation, sentiment analysis, text or language translation, or more to contribute in these diverse fields. It is very wide. GPT can do wonders if you use prompt, if you know more about prompt writing, or if you know what prompt you have to use to ask GPT a particular question. GPT will give you good outputs within a few snaps. That's it. So that was a quick introduction to GPT. And I hope you were able to understand that how exactly the technology around us is rephrasing itself, the training itself, so that it is for our good only. One of you just asked, is AI dangerous for us? It totally depends on us how we are using it. Earlier, that as Professor Timu in last session mentioned, earlier there were calculators introduced in the starting of 90s. And that is when people started questioning, so do we need to study math if the calculator is there? But still, we do study math until our college time period. So that's not a question. Everything has its advantages as well as disadvantages. It's you who have to adapt towards it and rephrase your own life so that you can live with it. We all started living with the COVID, right? So that was one adaptability that we had. Same way we have to adapt ourselves to live with the latest technology. All right. Moving forward, now coming, we have understood about GPT. GPT is understood. GPT topic is over. Now coming to Chat GPT. That what is Chat GPT exactly and why is it so famous? So Chat GPT, as I mentioned, is developed by OpenAI. So the GPT-3 architecture is the interactive architecture for interactive conversations. That architecture is open to all. So that is a free architecture that ChatGPT is providing. But the GPT-4 that they are still upgrading every day is for some amount of money. There is a price for that particular architecture. But the GPT-3 also gives you the result that you want. Exactly. Google Translate is also example of NLP. Then it is designed for dynamic and engaging conversations to mimic the human behavior or human language. If I ask ChatGPT that, hey, I want to write a paragraph or a speech for a 10-year-old student on topic AI, it will give you the output exactly based on a knowledge that a 10-year-old student should be having. And if I ask ChatGPT that, hey, I want you to write a speech that I will be giving in my college seminar about AI, it will give you another level of output. So only because it is dynamic in nature, it has that technology, that architecture that I mentioned, the transformer architecture, the foundational model that it mimics the human-like language for all of us. Then there are diverse applications of ChatGPT. We have customer support, we have content creation, we have tutoring, we have creative writing. So all of these are there that are the diverse application of ChatGPT. As I mentioned, GPT is not just about ChatGPT. GPT is also about what I have just mentioned to you. Just give an example to you that I just need to feed the textual format of that particular information and it will give me the video itself. So that is about the chat GPT, and it represents one last point, that it represents a step forward in an AI driven conversational system. Basically, chat GPT is something that is one of the brilliant tools that is out there that could change and that could reform and help us to adapt these latest technology tools. So I hope everything is clear and I hope you were able to understand everything about chat GPT as well as the normal GPT architecture and transformer architecture as well. So give me a big thumbs up if you were able to understand, and then we will be moving towards the next part. So I want all of you to give me a big thumbs up if you were able to understand everything. If you have questions about anything till now, please feel free to ask it. Yes, ChatGPT also help us to code. Exactly. ChatGPT help us to code as well. Thank you, Kola, for a thumbs up. Thank you, everyone. All right. So I think everything is clear to all of you till this point. Perfect. Great. Getting a good thumbs up and likes on the video, on the live session, which is very nice. Okay. Super. Nice. So I think everything is clear to all of you. Do we use PictoBlox for ChatGPT? We will be using the functions of ChatGPT in the PictoBlox application. So basically, we will be just using ChatGPT that we have on PictoBlox to make our own GPT assistant. All right. Yes. Can we say ChatGPT is like Google or stronger than Google? So Google is basically a browser. It's a search engine or a browser, depends on you which one you are using. It's used to search about something. It is where you can get access to the open AI website, right? Okay. Can we use it outside PictoBlox? Well, ChatGPT, of course, is also on available. Please tell me the name of the application that convert text into video. I will definitely tell it to you. It's a name starting if with F something. I also forgot, but it is there, and I will let you know surely. Because Google has the latest info on like ChatGPT information till September 2022. Yes, Ayan, as I mentioned, There is no difference between Google and ChatGPT because both are from different domains, both working on different domains. ChatGPT is for it's like a breakthrough of NLP, as I mentioned, and Google is a search engine which is always up to date. All right. So I would like to also take a moment to to hand over the session to Miss Shruti to invite our guest of the day, Miss Shruti.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vivek, for giving this opportunity again to introduce our expert guest who is with us. I hope, Ronak, you are able to hear us, and we would love to have you on the screen. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Ronak. You are clearly visible and audible. So, our guests are dear educators. We have today Ronak Jageshwar with us. So he is a founder of Happy Tinkering and an alumni of Harvard and MIT. He is a former innovation lead of Atal Tinkering Labs, Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, Government of India. Most of the people among who are with us as our educators must be knowing him with the Atal Tinkering Labs. So he is quite a known face for most of you people. So I would like to give my hearty welcome to Mr. Ronak, and I would like to thank Mr. Ronak for gracing this event with your presence. So I would request Ronak to share your journey with us and your expertise with us, with our educators, to motivate them for learning these 21st century skills like artificial intelligence, Python coding, robotics, etc. Over to you, Ronak. Thank you so much for joining in. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Ms. Shruti and Mr. Vivek. My apologies for joining a bit late. The time zones have been a little bit inconvenient as always. Okay, but my name is Anand Yogeshwar. Again, thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for your grace for allowing me to join and allowing me to speak on this occasion. Uh, yeah, so first and foremost, why am I also a part of this? Because or a part of this educator bootcamp, because I do believe in the vision of STEMpedia, and especially the founder Drupal, because the deal is that when I met Drupal for the first time, he's so passionate about tinkering, AI, robotics, and many more stuff that I was just able to connect it with him immediately. And I met him many moons ago in my office, and I was still working with the Atal Innovation Mission. Today, it's early in the morning. It's almost 7 in the morning at Cambridge, which is where I am right now. So I'm right now at Harvard, and this is my beautiful campus. Okay, so yeah, so it has been a wonderful journey. I just completed my master's degree at Harvard, studying about the impact of things like AI, robotics, the maker culture, the tinkering culture, and many more. And this is where I'm just trying to work with my research in academia with my small initiative called Happy Tinkering, which is about creating interesting research about how workshops, initiatives, and programs and curriculum like these, like STEMpedias, actually have a tangible impact on the learning outcomes of teachers and learning outcomes of students. Okay, so this is where my research comes in. This is where I'm going to understand that what is the best that we could do as a team for our educators across the world. Coming back to my story, I'm a mechanical engineer who graduated in 2014. I started my life as a light engineer. I used to enjoy my work a lot. I still enjoy my work a lot. Uh, and from there, I got a chance to travel to various places or different kinds of events and gain some perspectives. This was very early in my career. Later, I actually wanted to go back to my family business, so I tried and tried my hands on real estate development, and it was not really successful. So I am also a case of failure, to be honest. I tried to join an international real estate firm. I couldn't understand the culture of it, and I got fired. Let me be very honest. Uh, that's when I realized that okay, I have. That's when I realized that okay, I'm not a fit for a specific industry, but my major passion is about tinkering and innovation, and that's why I joined. That's how I joined Makers Asylum. Makers Asylum is the largest makerspace of India, and from there I learned first of all how to make things, how to understand technology, how to use technology for rapid prototyping, and then I went ahead and traveled across the country to teach young kids about tinkering and innovation. And the way I helped create the first maker spaces in India, which are called the Atal Tinkering Labs. Um After that, I was lucky. I consider myself extremely blessed, just like how I consider myself as extremely blessed right now to speak to all of you. And I again thank Shruti and Vivek for their patience. Uh, I was called on by Niti Aayog, which is government of India's policy think tank. If For the people who don't know what the Indian Administrative Services looks like, is government of India's premier policy think tank, and it has a wing which is its innovation wing. Okay, and I was a part of the founding team of that innovation wing with 10 other individuals to set up and establish maker spaces in schools and also startup incubation centers at higher education institutes. So the journey started with 10 maker spaces and a few startup incubation centers, and I completed my journey of, or my completed my commitment of 10,000 maker spaces and more than 100 incubation centers throughout the past 7 years. It was my time to say thank you. And again, I consider myself extremely lucky and extremely privileged that I was able to come to the Harvard University to study about what international education policy looks like for STEM education, tinkering, making, and all of these kinds of skills. So in the past 1 year, I was focusing on taking classes across the university, across Harvard and across MIT, and let me be honest, my command over technology, my command over the language, my command over uh, anything has just improved and soared through. Okay, although I have a lot of things to learn, uh, the experience has been a very fulfilling journey. I am a first generation student. My parents did not go to college. I am from a student who is predominantly non-academic. They are predominantly what you say on-ground, hands-on, business-oriented people, and that's why I think I learned the spirit of tinkering and innovation. And that's why you need to be very hands-on. This is why I got so inspired by the spirit of tinkering and making, because back home when I was a kid, since we were in a very resource constrained environment, I was always hands on. I was always trying to help my father with his shop, with printing documents, even fixing Xerox machines and stuff like that. And that translated and has been still translating throughout my life. This is the same kind of skill sets that we want to inculcate in our students as well, which are present in which are present in the 21st century, I would say. Okay, only within the past 40 years, the technological revolution has been growing at the scales of Moore's law, and it is just unfathomable. Okay, so when I was learning, so for example, I learned C++, I learned Visual Basics, and now the kids are able to learn different concepts from AI, robotics, coding, from block coding to Python coding. To be honest, like block coding is the most simplest form of coding, and then you have Python coding, and we want to inculcate these 21st century skills to students of our country. Okay, yeah. So thank you so much for your feedback. Is this better? I hope
Yes,
this is
yeah,
better. I'm just trying to be a little louder. I'm trying to be a little close to the mic. I am saying that these skills are actually very important for creating the spirit of innovation and creativity, and also imparting a spirit of entrepreneurship within students. I'm not asking every student to be an entrepreneur. Not I'm not asking that. I am just asking that every student must have or should have, must is a very strong word, uh, an entrepreneurial mindset. And when you have an entrepreneurial mindset, you need to have a problem solving mindset. When you need a problem solving mindset, you definitely need all of these kind of skills which we want to impart. And we as STEMpedia cannot are not capable enough. We are just a very small team of 100 individuals who cannot even think to teach every student uh, of the world, on what AI, on what robotics, on what 21st century skills is, on maybe on what any of the future skills will come to be. We don't know. Like, we will try to create interesting curriculum when any new technological revolution happens, like AI. Okay, that will be our attempt. uh, what we have realized that uh, making the teachers the enablers, it's critical. Okay, because one teacher can reach out to more than hundreds of students. Like, I think one teacher has, at least at least in my case in India, one teacher will have access to more than 200 schools at any 200 students at any particular point of time. So these teachers, if they know what the technology means, and they don't need to be experts, they don't need to be a know-it-all person who knows everything about Python. They need to understand the fundamentals. They need to understand the applicability. They need to understand how to teach. They need to understand these technologies. Okay, how to teach these technologies, and they need to be equipped with tools. This is what we are trying to do throughout this workshop. Throughout this workshop, and how many minutes? You can just tell me how many minutes do I have before? Do I have two
Ronak,
minutes?
we have 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. So yes. So last, I will just conclude by saying that all of these skills culminate into a better person in real life. Okay, and these workshops and these technologies will help teachers become better enablers. And that's it. That's what our attempt is. We would be very happy if you can also give us feedback, okay, on how this workshop goes, okay, how we can improve, and how we can make it better for the next set or next cohort of teachers that we'll be engaging with. And please let us know that how we can contribute to your learning journey and your students' journey as well. So thank you so much, Shruti and Vivek, for giving me this opportunity. I'll stick around till the end of the workshop, and let me know if I'm required to maybe to do any work. That's completely fine. I can also answer some of the questions on YouTube if you want me to. Everything is great. So yeah, over to you.
Thank you so much, Ronak. Thank you very much for your kind words. And I hope like our educators felt motivated, and they are with the comments we surely got to know that they are literally motivated to be like to get engaged with this session. And I would like to hand over now the session to again Mr. Vivek. Mr. Vivek, please take this session forward.
Sure. Thank you so much, Ms. Shruti, as well as Mr. Rana, for the insights. All right. Moving forward, I hope everything was clear till now about ChatGPT as well as GPT and transformer architecture or foundational model that we just heard about. Okay. Next, moving towards the functions of ChatGPT in Python. So we have some down here in front of the presentation in front of you. So starting with the first one, we have set maximum token value. So if I talk about this particular function, I will be also sharing my PictoBlox screen with you all, in which I will be opening the Python interface as always. So usually to start up with the chat GPT extension that we have in PictoBlox, it's the same way we have loaded the face detection one. So to load in this extension, we have to again, call one particular extension in a variable. So in this case, we will be calling it in GPT equals to sorry, ChatGPT, and all of the functions will be loaded in the GPT variable. So this is how we load the extension. So once again, if I just show it to you, GPT equals to ChatGPT. So that is how you just load in the extension. Okay. So first one was set maximum token value. So this particular function is used to set the token value. That means the number of words that will be there in your answer that your AI assistant will be giving you. So you can set that as well. So it will be GPT dot set maximum token value. And in this case, we can type it as 300. So number of words that will be having in my answer will be around 300. It can be less than that also, but maximum will be 300. It won't exceed the limit of 300 words in the answer. So this is just to set a maximum word limit of the answer that the GPT assistant will be giving us by the question that we gave it. Okay. Next is ask on chat GPT. So ask on chat GPT is basically a function by which you can ask something via via this function to the chat GPT directly. Then we have ask definition. So ask definition is basically to ask about a definition to ChatGPT. So if I just give you a good example of both of these functions, so both of these are the ask functions. First is asked ChatGPT, and then we have the ask definition. So I can just type GPT dot ask ChatGPT. So just one more point that I want to mention over here. So whenever you are writing down any function of any particular class or any extension, you could see that it is there over here, each and every function. With that, if you just hover your mouse on the function, it will give you a quick definition that what exactly will be the parameters or something. So if I just hover my mouse on Ask ChatGPT, you can see it can be option as AI assistant will be the first parameter. The second parameter will be the message that I want to ask. And there are other options as well as friend AI or sarcastic AI, but we will be using the AI assistant in this case. So our first will be AI assistant. And then we will put a comma, and here we double quotes or single quotes doesn't matter. We will type hello, or we will type any question. In this case, I'm just typing hello. And if I run this, it will be giving me the output. Okay. So it is basically just to ask something to the chat GPT. But as you can see, it did not say anything. The only reason is because we are missing on one particular one particular function, which is chat GPT result. So to get the result, we have to call a function as well. So what we can do is using the sprite.say, we can make GPT chat GPT, we can get the chat GPT result and make it make the Toby sprite say it. So if I run it now, let's see what will happen. So as you can see, it is saying, hello, how can I assist you today? So basically it is saying, it is asking me if do I need to ask anything else, or how it can assist me. So just like, a virtual assistant that we have. So yeah, that was about that. Then moving towards the next one, which is just ask definition. So I can ask definition of any particular topic. If I want to ask definition about what is a palindrome is. So it will give me that palindrome is this and that, and just give me a brief definition of that particular topic. Then we have movie to emoji function, which is a function which changes the particular movie into an emoji. So let's say if I just type this particular function once again in sprite.say, I will type GPT dot movie to emoji, and here I can type Batman. I will remove these one. And of course, oh, sorry, I have to get the ChatGPT result as well. So I can get this one here and then GPT dot ChatGPT result. Perfect. And let's click on run. This is just to test out everything. We are just testing out every function. So you can see it is saying Batman related emojis. So bat, torch, and man. So yeah. So Batman is like, if you see Batman is in mostly you see Batman movies in dark. They're shot in dark areas or at dark nights. So they have basically light over themselves so that they get be focused, and then we have the man. So Batman. So yeah, that was that particular function. Then we have the translate language. That is also a function. So if I just type GPT dot translate language, so in which I have to give sentence and language I want to turn it into. So I will give the sentence as hello. Yeah, hello, I am Vivek, and the language Spanish. All right, let's run it up and let's see what will happen. So it's going to say, of course, hola, so Vivek. So that is what it said. So you can see it translates also for you. Then you can also get the grammar from the text. So if I want to get a grammar, let's say if I want to get a noun, or if I want to get a pronoun or anything, so I can do that with the help of this particular function. Then we have synonym and antonym from a text. So if I want to get a synonym of, let's say, the word ugly, so it will say beautiful or mesmerizing or something like that. So such synonyms or antonyms it will be giving you from the text. You can also get the analogy of a text. So if you know, analogy is basically just asking what exactly that text analogy is. And example is also there over the online course. You can check that out as well. And you can also set the creativity of ChatGPT. The value ranges from 0 to 1, which is just to set a creativity level of how creative you want the ChatGPT extension to be. So each and every function, as I mentioned, is also there on your LMS on the online course. You can check it out in the functions of ChatGPT subtopic of session number 4. And each and every function has been explained in detail with the example of code as well. So you can check that out. Moving towards the activity, this is the activity that we will be making today. It's a very plain, simple activity in which we are making a fun and engaging GPT assistant. So this is what the GPT assistant looks like. Our Toby is acting as a chat GPT or Toby GPT. You can also call it that. So we will be it will be asking us to give it a question, or it will ask us that what would you like to ask, and we will give it like, okay, I want to know about AI, or I want to know about STEMpedia or Harvard, or I want to know more about transformer architecture or foundational model or NLP. It will be giving you output on based of that. So let's start up with this activity. So either you can open a new file, or I'm just going to, yeah, let's open a new file only. That will be much better. So I'm going to open a new file and go in the Python interface. Okay, so new file is opened up and it is there on my screen. Give me a thumbs up if you have opened a new file, and then we will be starting with the session, with the activity. So I would like all of you to please give me a thumbs up in the chat box so that we can start up. Perfect. All right. So let's start up with the activity then. So what we are going to do, we are going to make a very simple GPT assistant. So first of all, of course, I have to open the GPT equals to chat GPT just to get the GPT class functions in the variable named as GPT. Now, after getting the functions loaded in this particular variable, I will use this variable throughout this activity that I will be doing. After this, I want to use one more extension to make my activity a little more interactive or a little more engaging. So what I will be doing, I will be using text to speech. So text to speech extension. And I will be storing that extension in variable name TS. So T equals to text to speech. You can also use speech recognition. You can also use that particular extension as well. But in this case, we are directly just using text to speech and GPT extensions. Okay. Now comes the part. As I mentioned in the first session, you have to plan everything. You have to design everything. And then you have to take it forward in your code. Same way we are doing everything here. We are going to plan what exactly we want to do. And that is when we will be writing the code. So what do we normally do in ChatGPT? ChatGPT greets us or asks us that what do you want to ask? Or basically there is a prompt, examples on the front page of the ChatGPT of OpenAI, the website that it had, that is what they use. So uh, basically what we are going to do is basically we will be asking the user that what you want the ChatGPT to answer. So what would you like to ask? That the question. So that question I will be storing as a prompt or as a question or as a greeting event. It totally depends on you how you store it. And I will be taking the in of user that is using my chat GPT or my GPT assistant. In this case, I will be calling it Toby GPT because that looks much fancier. So what I will do, I will just type sprite dot input to take the input of the user who is using my GPT assistant. And I will be asking the question, what would you like me to, sorry, let me just remove the camera here. Yeah, like me to answer. Perfect. Let me decrease the size so that you can see it. Yeah. Okay. After taking the input, we will store we are storing that input in the prompt. So input will be stored in the prompt. So whatever I will type or whatever I will ask GPT will be stored in the prompt over here. So prompt is basically the text that I will be typing to to ask about some particular topic to my GPT assistant. So prompt, either you can type prompt or either you can use the word as question. So it totally up to you. If you want, you can use you can use the QUES as this, but yeah, programmers usually do use prompt only. That is a word, but you can use question. Totally up to you. What is feasible to you? Okay. After this, what we want to pass on this particular prompt, this particular question that we will be getting from the user to the GPT extension. So for that, what we will do, we will just type GPT dot ask on chat GPT, and we will write that we want to ask it to AI assistant. Yeah. And then we have to type the question. So basically that is what we did in the first example that I gave you. But here we have the question stored in the prompt variable. So we will just give variable prompt over here. So that's it. After this, it is going to give us the output. So the output will be stored where? So I want you to tell me where should we store the output. So do we have to create a new variable to store the output, or can we just pass it on, at the same time? I want you to give me the answer over here. That is, what do you think? Do we have to store the output in a variable, or shall we just directly go ahead and print the output using the GPT result function? Looking forward to the answers in the chat box. Chat GPT answer. Okay, Ian. What about others? I'm looking forward to answers from other educators as well. Chat GPT result, GPT result. Okay. But shall we store it in the variable or directly print it? In a variable. Exactly. Exactly. If we store, then we can use it again. Very well said. Very well said. Yes. So we will be storing the result into the a variable. We can name the variable as answer or ANS, just as a short form, and we will be storing the answer over here. GPT dot chat GPT result, in which we are getting the result. So the result will be stored in the answer variable right over here. All right. With that, I want to print the answer on the stage. That means I want the Toby sprite to say the answer. So for that, I will just use the say function, which we always use on each and every session. So say ANS. And with that, I want to use the text to speech also. So to use text to speech, I will be using TS. TS variable is where all the functions are loaded in. So TS dot, you can see all the functions are here: speak, set voice, set language, get name. So I will be using the speak function, and I want the Toby sprite to speak the answer for me. So that was the whole GPT assistant. That's it, right? Isn't it really small, such a small code? And this code can do wonders. You can ask anything. You can ask, this is basically your own chat GPT here. You can ask it to code for you, you can ask it to do anything for you. Basically textual concept only. So I will save this project as Toby GPT or GPT assistant. It is up to you how you want to save this code. And once you save it, you have to run it. So educators, I request all of you, when you are making some activities, do save the code with you. If it is not running, then you can just restart, and then your code will be there saved with you, and you can just open that code and yeah, run the code again. All right, let's run the code. Miss Shruti, please let me know if you will be able to hear the text to speech, what Toby will be saying, else I will be sharing with sound also. Okay, do let me know if you are able to hear. Okay, I am going to mute myself so that you will be able to hear what Toby sprite will be saying. Miss Shruti, just give me a thumbs up if you will be able to hear.
AI, or artificial intelligence, refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think and learn. Like humans, AI encompasses a wide range of technologies and techniques, including machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, expert systems, and robotics. These systems are designed to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence, such as recognizing patterns, making decisions, solving problems, understanding and generating natural language, and perceiving and interacting with the environment. AI has various applications in fields like healthcare, finance, education, transportation, and entertainment, among others.
All right. Since I did not set the maximum token value, so it took it took the research to a little greater extent, and it said a little more about AI, that what are the applications and all, and yeah. So basically, you can set up the token value also. You can get anything you can ask to this particular GPT assistant that you can make. Plus, if you want, you can also turn it into a voice speech recognition GPT assistant using the speech recognition functions that we have. So yeah, Moving ahead, I will be sharing my PPT once again with all of you. So yeah, as you can see, it is there over here also in the on your online course also. It is mentioned in with hashtags, which denotes that it is a comment, but you can remove the comments and you can remove the asking the prompt one. You can directly just ask the question and it will be good to go. Okay. So the DIY project for this particular session is to transform words into emojis directly. So as you can see, that is a real life example of the activity. The code is also there on your online course. Since all of you are still wondering what the online course looks like, I will be taking you over there to ask to give you more, a good hold on the online course, give you a gist of how you can complete your assignments and all. Okay, so next, moving towards the LMS. This is what the online course will be looking like. So you all have to just visit the registration page of the bootcamp where you have to log in because you already must have registered. So you have to log in using the login credentials. After this, you will be redirected to your course where you will be having access to each and every session. So as you can see, till now we have completed 3 sessions. So make sure all of the 3 sessions are completed here and they are striked through. That means your each and every topic should be striked through. Make sure you have submitted all the assignments, because when you complete the LMS, that is when you will get the certificate. So there are 2 criteria for getting the participation certificate. One is completion of the online course, just like I will be showing it to you in just a few seconds. And the second is to submit the attendance and the feedback form of each and every session. So yeah, let's click on the session number 4. This is where you will be finding everything about session number 4. You can see the subtopics as well. What is GPT? So once you go through it, all you have to do is mark complete. Then we have the functions. As I mentioned, each and every function is explained in detail with examples also. So once you are done with that, you can mark this complete also. And then you will be referred to the GPT assistant activity. The activity code is also here with the example GIF as well as about the activity. So once you are done with the activity, you have to make a YouTube video, upload it on YouTube and submit the link over here. So few of the educators said that they are not a little comfortable posting videos on YouTube. Educators, we do understand, but if you are not that much comfortable posting on YouTube, what I will suggest you to post on YouTube privately. So what you can do while posting, there are options to choose from. There are 3 options to post an unlisted video, post a private video, or post a public video. Either you can post privately and share the link with us, or you can post unlisted and share the link with us. So there are 2 options. If you want, you can opt to that also, but public will be much recommended because of course your creations will be showcased to the world as well. So once you submit the assignment, then you have to mark complete this particular topic as well, and you will be redirected to the DIY project. Over here, you can see, you can test this DIY project. It is an amazing DIY project. And once you are done with this DIY project, you can mark complete this as well. And then you will be done with session number 4, and session number 5 will be available tomorrow at 3 p.m. Indian time. So yeah, that was about your online course. I hope everything was clear about the online course. If not, of course, you can reach out to us on the WhatsApp groups. Once the session is over, we will open the WhatsApp group for your queries and you can share your amazing creations over there. Okay, coming to the prizes and recognitions criteria, since there are few educators that are still left, who are not able to understand the prize and recognitions criteria, let me give you a brief about that as well. So to get your participation certificate, you have to complete the online course, just how I showed you, by marking complete all the sessions and submitting your assignments. Once you complete the course, the second criteria is to fill in the attendance and feedback form of each and every session. That is when you will get your participation certificate. Second, to get your badge, you have to complete all of the assignments, LMS included, of course, and you have to score above 60% in the final quiz. So we will be having the final quiz. If you must have seen it on your LMS, on your online course, that final quiz, you have to go through that final quiz. You have to take that final quiz. And once you get more than 60% in it, that is when you will be able to get the badge. So these two things you can get anytime. You can get it today. You can get it, sorry, not today. You can get it anytime after 2nd September, once every session will be open for all of you. And that is up to you when you want to get the badge, when you want to submit all the assignments. But for taking a part in the top performers race, you have to complete all of the criterias latest by 8th September. So last date will be to participate in the top performing race. The last date to complete all of your assignments, to score more than 60% of the quiz, and submitting the capstone project will be 8th of September. Make sure you are submitting a new innovative project totally made by you, not an activity that we made in the session. So we will be checking, as I mentioned. So you have to make sure you are submit a very innovating project which showcases your creativity and your innovative project. All right. So till the time, I will request you to please ask your doubts if you have any, and submit the feedback form link I will be sharing in the chat box. And I will be more than happy if you please take a moment to fill this form so that you can secure your participation certificate. And by the time, you can also ask your doubts as well. So I request all of you to please.
I think, Vivek, it's a time to answer our educators' queries.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
many educators are like raising the question that they are getting null answers, and Toby is not giving the right time. Toby is denoting the October 10 as a date if they are asking. So yeah, if you could just revise the session to all our educators, it would be really great.
So some of the people are getting null as answer. So I will request you to please check the code over the online course, and I will share the code once again on the screen. By the time others, please fill the feedback form. The link is there in the chat box. So this is what the whole code looks like. Make sure everything is correct, because I see a lot of teachers, the indentation is incorrect. They miss out on dots, even on semicolons. I understand when I started programming, I used to do that too. Until the date I do that too. So that's not a problem. But when you are programming, make sure you double check your own code. And if if the issue still persists, that is when you can ping us. So that is something that I will humbly request all of the educators. The online course is there. I will share the registration, the login page link once again to all of you. So I request all of you to please check the code. And once the code is correct, once you have thoroughly checked the code and there is no error in your code, and if you still get error in the PictoBlox application, that is when you can reach out to us. By the time, I request all of you to please scan the QR code or click on the link in the description box, in the live chat box, to mark your feedback.
Dear educators, if you are feeling any kind of query or any kind of, like if you're stuck somewhere in your code, you just scroll the video like in some backwards, and you will be getting all the answers of your queries, because this is whole recorded video. You will have the recorded session link, so you can watch any point of time. Like you can watch the session from any point of time within this 1 hour 30-minute session.
Right. And I just want to mention that the groups are now open. So all the groups, the WhatsApp groups and everything are now open. You can share your screenshots one by one if you have any issue, not with the code, but with the PictoBlox. So I would like to tell everyone that do check your PictoBlox, your code before sharing the screenshot, because if there is an error in the code, it won't be working out.
Sophia has asked like if she can submit the video in the form of Google Drive link rather than submitting as a YouTube link. So I would like to raise this point here that you have to submit YouTube video with us. We will not accept Google Drive link. We are accepting the YouTube video link. So please share that. If you're not able to, like show your face in the video, that's totally fine by us. We just require your video, your project, your innovation. If
Right.
it would be really great if you could, express your project by showing your face. But if you are not feeling comfortable with that, it's totally fine by us. But please submit your assignments with the proper explanation of your innovation or of your project.
Right. So please sure your code is correct. So I just want to point out, Miss Renu Goswami, ma'am, I will also share this as well so that educators are also aware of what exactly the errors that are there. So, Ms. Renu, actually, your code is having the issue in line number 4 because you have typed TS equals text to speech. So make sure that there is no error in the code. That is when it will be executing without any problem.
One of the educator has also asked like if they can submit the pre and post session surveys and they will not attend the session, so will that be okay? So dear educators, we are organizing these sessions, we are doing this amount of efforts just for you, so we are highly requesting you to watch the session, because after watching the session only you will be able to complete your LMS. And just watching the session, I don't think so it will serve the purpose, because you won't get the certificates after filling out your pre and post survey forms as well. So you have to for getting the certificate, you have to complete the LMS, you have to submit the pre and post session survey forms, and then you will be eligible for getting the certificates from our end.
Yes.
So this is my humble request to please submit the LMS properly. And one of the educator has also asked Vivek that if is it possible that to open all the sessions at one go? So we are not doing this like at this particular point of time. Maybe after 2nd of September, we will be opening all the sessions for you, because day by day we are doing this, organizing this session for all of you. We are explaining each and everything, and then we will be opening the session for you all to complete your online course based on the online session what we are delivering here. So this is my humble request that do the session on that particular day only. If you're not able to do that, then do it on Saturdays and Sundays, which are the weekends. We are not having any session on the weekends. I hope you all are aware of it.
Right. So request all of you to please double check your code, because if there is a single error in the code, it won't work out. So I request all of you to double check the code, and then only you can share. If the issue still persists, then only share that this is the issue that I'm getting. Because if the code is incorrect, that is when you were not, you did not, get what we taught. So I just will share the screen of the PictoBlox application once again. So this is what the code looks like. So some of the teachers, they have written TS equals TS equals to text to speech, which is incorrect. You just have to write TS equals to text to speech to load text to speech functions in TS variable. So please check that, check there is no extra spaces, check there is no mistake with the commas and the full stops. So do double check each and everything. So some of you have written just one example that I just got in the G1 group of the International Bootcamp by Sakthi ma'am. So Sakthi ma'am, in your code, you have written AI assistant with space in between. That is not acceptable because it is the name that we are telling the extension. So over here, there will be no space. And in some of the educators, there is a space over here, no space. Please do not give any space because it will give you answer usually as null. Make sure your code is correct. And if it is not giving you any output, save the code and rerun the application. Right. So there are still some errors. You can share those errors to us directly on the WhatsApp group, and we will be, of course, more than happy to resolve the issues that you get. So by the time, I also request you to join the groups if you haven't. So the QR code is there in front of you. You can join the Telegram group or the WhatsApp group to get your queries resolved. With that, I just want to mention one more thing. That is, we will be having doubt sessions, one-on-one doubt sessions on Saturday and Sunday at the same time. So you can join me, Miss Shruti, and one of our software tech expert will be there to help you out to resolve your queries that any queries that you have regarding the PictoBlox, regarding the bootcamp or anything. So you can join those live doubt sessions that we will be having. They will be over Zoom, not on YouTube, so that we can have one-on-one interaction together.
Vivek, one of the educator has asked regarding the credits to run the code. So I don't think so there are any credits required from our end.
Yeah.
If you have registered with us and
Yeah.
with this bootcamp course, so this is totally for free of cost. You don't have to pay anything to us. And this is we are doing for at no cost. So you have to register it, but to avail this facility. So if you have already registered with us, then I don't think so that this will ask you for paying the credits. But
Ms. Shruti, if I just add on to your point. To run this ChatGPT extension, you need to have some credits in your PictoBlox application. So request you to register on the PictoBlox application if you haven't, so that it will work seamlessly. And once you register, you will be getting around 1,000, I guess, credits on registration. And those credits will be sufficient enough to execute these codes. So you don't have to pay for those credits as of now. So yeah, the upcoming session will be on AI-powered human detection, in which we will be making the activity of the human detection using the human detection extension of PictoBlox. So I'm very excited for this particular session as well. So be ready with your PictoBlox application. And yeah, we will innovate something new tomorrow as well. Thank you so much for tuning in for this live session. You can share your doubts or queries or any issues that are arising with the PictoBlox application or your code that we did today in the Telegram group or over the WhatsApp groups as well. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Ms. Shruti, for joining, and your wonderful cooperation, and Mr. Ronak for for joining us at this time from Harvard. We were really happy for having you today as our expert guest speaker. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone. Signing off, the Bootcamp organization team. Thank you. Bye bye.